This is our bench press tutorial and scale video. So here we have Derek set up. We got a bench, we got a rack, we got this set up to the right height, which is not quite a full arm's length away, but enough that as he sets up that this will be the right height for him. So we got the bench set up so it's in the middle of the rack. We got to make sure that the knurling is centered, so it's balanced in those J hooks. And the bar is kind of set up right below his chin for right now. Now he's going to start with his thumbs perhaps just a little bit on that knurling. We can also change this based on longer armed athletes might go a little wider, shorter armed athletes might go a little bit more narrow. But from here, what Derek's gonna do is he's gonna get both feet ideally flat on the ground. This bench is a little funny, so excuse us for that. But ideally, both feet flat on the ground. He's gonna pull those shoulder blades back and underneath them and put a slight arch into his spine. He's then, with his arms mostly straight, he's gonna punch up after he's rolled that bar to the front of the J hook, and then that way it's gonna balance right over his shoulders. From here, nice and slow, he's gonna pull that bar down to his chest as he takes a big breath in. Pause there for a second, and he's gonna press right back up. Good. Give me a couple more reps. Keep moving for me, Derek. What we wanna see is those forearms are nice and vertical in that bottom position. That wrist is neutral, and ideally the thumbs wrapped around the bar for safety. That false grip, especially with younger or more novice athletes, can be a little bit of a safety hazard. Good, and then when he goes to rack it, he's gonna punch it back into that rack and then slide it down nice and easy. Perfect. So that would be for our barbell bench press. Now, if that is just too intimidating, somebody can't really coordinate it and the bar just isn't really working for them, a nice scale to start to introduce some load would be a dumbbell bench press. And we're gonna go ahead and go significantly lighter than something that they could potentially put on the bar, but maybe, I mean, even if it's 10 or 15 pounds, but just working on that coordination of that pressing movement. So what we'll do is we're gonna pull this bench out just a little bit. And give this to Derek. There you go. He's gonna start with those dumbbells kind of right there at the end of his knee. He's gonna go ahead and pop those up, and then he's gonna lay himself back down. Same rules apply. Feet are gonna be flat on the ground. He's gonna suck those shoulder blades back, put a little bit of arch under his low back. He's gonna start with those dumbbells kind of touching the front of his shoulder, and he's gonna press straight up and make sure that he can balance and hold that position, and then bring him back down. Good, give me 2 or 3 reps. Good, all right, then how do you get up? Attaboy. Good. So he's gonna put him on his knees, try to cantilever himself back up. We're good to go. We're not just gonna throw dumbbells left and right, okay? Great. The other option, go ahead and stand up for me, Dirk, is a floor press. So if an athlete is having a really hard time coordinating this movement, or maybe that range of motion, they just can't control it, putting them down on the floor and performing a floor press can be a really nice scale for this. So come on down for me, Derek. Getting into this position is a little harder than on the bench, but what this is gonna do is you'll see his elbows can only go down to the floor, so he's not gonna be able to get that dumbbell all the way down onto the front of his shoulder like we did on the dumbbell bench press. So that's as much range of motion as he's gonna go, and from there he's gonna go ahead and press up until that hand is up and over the shoulder and into a nice balanced position. As he comes back down, that tricep will hit, those forearms stay vertical, and he's gonna push from there. It's gonna look a little bit more like a push-up in some senses, but we can still work on loading that to whatever the athlete is comfortable with and just minimizing their range. Beyond this, we can go into push-ups, we can go into weighted push-ups, maybe we even elevate their feet or something like that, but we want to start introducing them to how can they press an external object like a bar or some dumbbells.